All right, folks, welcome to the Path to Success Trading webinar. We've been doing webinars for the past 6 years on a variety of different topics. This one in particular, we take a lot of pride in. There's a lot of companies out there that, quote, teach trading. They teach options trading, they teach futures trading, day trading, Forex. Now there's crypto. I mean, crypto was barely a thing, Pat, when you got started with all this. And one of the things that we've done is we've consistently tried to develop a method that is the most effective and efficient way to teach people to be successful traders. And what we found is over time, we found a very successful method. It's worked. We continue to improve it. Those of you, there's a couple of people in here that actually started with us. And you guys will notice this is a lot different than when we first got started. And we continue to improve it. We continue to bring new things to light. Market conditions, technology, different things happen that allow us to continue to progress and make positive changes. So as we said, we've developed a very cool method, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to get into what we call Path to Success Trading. We do actually call it our Path to Success, and the students that embark on it find their place on the path. We have people in our company that guide them from step to step. There's a variety of different components to it, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, quick disclaimer. Our full disclaimer, guys, is at the bottom of the website, targettrading.co. It's also at bubbatrading.com, novatradinglab.com. There's a variety of different companies that are part of the Target Trading umbrella of companies. Target specifically focuses on commodities and futures trading. So we have a disclaimer that we do choose to show. It's the CFTC disclaimer. Look, guys, this is for education purposes. Do not trade with money that you can't lose. Okay. This is not designed for that. This is any form of trading does carry a risk with it. No matter how good we think we are, no matter how good our students are able to trade, it's your money. We want you to be careful with it. So don't trade with money that you can't afford to lose. And please take time and read the full disclaimer when you get the time. Second part of that is, guys, we're not financial advisors. We're not here to give you financial advice about portfolio modeling and things like that. This is exclusively for day trading, and that is the model behind it. So quick introductions. The handsome guy in the photo is Pat the Angry Trader Assalone. You'll hear his voice throughout the presentation. He's a 20+ year trading veteran, professional trader. He's got a host of different licenses. He has developed what we call the modified market profile trading platform. It's a version of market profile, which is one of the most commonly accepted as successful trading systems. It's very different than a lot of the algorithmic trading systems that are out there. It is completely technical. It stays away from fundamentals. It focuses exclusively on what's happening in front of you on the screen. I jokingly call Pat's method paint by numbers. But the truth is, if you learn the method, you are able to distill it down to a paint by numbers format, and that's why our students have been able to be so successful with it. Pat's been teaching for 15 years, specifically this method and in this market. I'm Mikey Z. I'm 25 years in the financial industry. I'm a former investment banker. I'm the owner and operator of all those companies that we listed before. Pat owns them with me. I'm not only the president, but I'm also a client. I always say that as a joke, but it's the honest to God truth. We don't put products out to our customers that we don't participate in ourselves. We're firm believers in them. If they do well, we do well, and that's the mindset behind it. And then also on the call is Joe Johnson. Joe's been a part of our team since about 3 months after the inception. Joe himself is a veteran pro trader, and he's a very successful prop trader. He's got 10 years of trading experience, 10 years of trading education experience. And he was also, his career prior to this was a Fortune 400 executive for one of the largest banks in the world. So why us? You got a little background on us. You're like, okay, these guys might know what they're talking about, but why us? We don't measure our success on what Pat can do, what I can do, or what Joe can do. I think that's one of the most distinguishing factors of Target Trading Academy from everyone else that's out there. Okay. Why would you come to us and say, what do these guys have to say? What are they going to talk about? Why would I listen to them? Okay. This is really important here, guys. So tune in for a second because I want to show you why us. All right. There's a very good explanation. And the answer is we pride ourselves on our student success. Okay. What our students are able to do, and we display our students all the time, by the way. We show their numbers, we show their success. We're very transparent about it. Why us is because our students are successful traders. That's the answer. Okay. A lot of you clicked on an ad that said something like, are you making $10,000 or more a month trading? Do you have a success rate trading of 73% or more in your win rates? Guys, our students submit their trades to us every single day. We post our student trade results every single day. Right now, year to date, our students are at a 74% win rate, almost 75% win rate. 2024, they were at 74%. 2023, they were at 71%. 2022, they were at 75%. You notice something? We're extremely consistent with what we do. Okay. When you say why us? Why us? Because our students are able to be successful and consistent in their success. Okay. This isn't a flash in the pan. This isn't, this worked in this market. You guys know the difference in the market between 2022 and right now and all the things that have happened since then. Okay. We can go earlier than that. We've got 2020 numbers, 2021 numbers. They just go on. And the thing is we average over a 73% win rate. Okay. That's not Pat, me, and Joe averaging that. That's our students submitting their trades and what they're doing in live market conditions. Before we look at the program, let's look at a little bit of student reviews. I happen to like this part. Okay. Check us out on Trustpilot. You're going to see some freaking awesome reviews, guys. You're going to see a bunch of 5-star reviews. Okay. We actually, if reviews have nothing to do with us, we get them moved off. The only thing we focus on here, guys, is that we have 112 5-star reviews. Okay. 112 5-star reviews. They only give us a 4.9 because you're not allowed to have 5-star unless you pay to have the review features. Okay. So we are absolutely killing it in the reviews. Well, who has to be successful for us to be killing it in the reviews? Our students have to be. Okay. Just a couple of sample emails, and I'm not gonna drown you guys in this stuff, but here's a student that recently got funded. She makes significant amount of money when she trades. She actually trades with other people's money. She's a funded trader, which is something else that our programs do. This is another certificate of funding from a student, another $50,000 account that they got funded with. Another $50,000 account our students got funded with. Our students regularly get and stay funded. Guys, we're 5-star rated. Check us out on Trustpilot. Check us out on Google. Check us out on Facebook. Okay. So when the question is why us? When the question is why should I listen to you guys? That's the answer. The answer is that our students, the people writing those reviews, the people submitting those trades with those awesome win rates, those students making $10,000 or more a month regularly while they're trading. Okay. That's why us. That's why you should be listening to what we're going to tell you guys now. Okay. So the question then becomes, how are they doing it so consistently? Right? How are we taking random people who are stay-at-home wives, truck drivers, chiropractors, college mathematicians, and all the things in between, and making them able to be successful traders? Because that's really what the question is. How do we get them to be successful and consistently successful across the board? We start with a trading system that works. Okay, I mentioned earlier the modified market profile system. Market profile is a system that was established, I believe, Pat, in the 70s. And it's basically a form of technical analysis in the market. It's readily accepted that the method itself works. Okay, the modified market profile method works. The question is what modifications are you making to it in order to make it work as effectively as possible? If you use the baseline modeling, you can achieve some success, but the modifications that Pat's made to the system have made it highly successful. Okay. The second aspect of why we're able to do this and how we're able to do this is that we built a repeatable process. Okay. The trick with our process is not that you have to have certain very unique skills or abilities or anything like that. You can simply step in and execute the method as you're taught it. And if you're able to do that, if you're able to execute as you're taught it, you're able to be successful in what we're doing. The fourth thing is we built a system that's scalable. You're not stuck only trading a certain size account or doing a certain thing. You can trade much larger accounts. We have customers trading, students trading $2 million or more of funded accounts. We've got students trading their own money on that scale. Okay. We've got students trading $2,500 accounts. We've got students trading everything in between. Okay. Our goal is to get our students to get to the level that they can trade those larger accounts. Okay. Our goal is to retire our students. Our goal is to make it where they don't have to work anymore. This is what they can do for a living. Okay. And the last piece is that they're not market condition sensitive. Any of you that are trading right now, that are in the marketplace right now, you guys are well aware that these are some of the worst trading conditions in decades. Okay. We've got low participation. We've got some volatility around news and events. And then it's kind of like east-west, right? It's small range east-west. But you know what's interesting? Go check out our YouTube page. We post our student results every day. You know what you're going to see? We're still winning 75% of the time, 74% of the time, right? 73, whatever the number is. We're still winning that percent. We're actually consistently doing the same trading that we were doing in these terrible trading conditions. Okay. That's how we're able to do it. Okay. We built a system around this. So what does that system look like? Okay. That I think is the important question. I think a lot of you guys are wondering, what does that look like? All right. We built a system called the FLAME method. FLAIM. It's not sophisticated. It's not super fancy, but each step is very, very, very important. Okay. It starts with follow, then learn, apply, improve, then master. The path to success starts with following and it ends with mastering. You can get off at any time in this path. I would say, Pat, after apply and be successful. Improving and mastering is when you increase your profitability, you increase your scale, and you're able to get much bigger. But if you've gotten to the apply method, you are already a successful trader.
I would have to say to people, Mike, that this is a craft. This is not art, it's not science, it's not math. Don't believe any of that stuff. This is a craft. This is an absolute blueprint that you work at every day to get incrementally better. And no matter how good you get, you always think you're going to be able to do better because we're still going to lose 25% of the time.
Right.
That's a fact of life.
Right. So let me start walking you guys through this process. Okay. The follow process is the first step. So step one, follow. What do we mean by that? Okay. We have something called a signal room. It's our Market Mavericks room. All right. In the signal room, you follow veteran pro trader. All right. Veteran pro trader, 47-year former floor trader, Todd Bubba Horowitz, as he takes live trades each day with students following. So what he's doing is he's in there, he's watching 8 different markets. Okay. And he's saying, hey guys, I'm going long in gold. I'm looking to get in at X. All right. Now, you're going to then take that information and execute the trade yourself. Now, there may be people on this call right now that say, I have no idea how to do that. Don't worry. We've got classes that teach you how to do that. Okay. But what he's doing is he's giving you the signal. Okay, the signal to take the trade, so you don't have to think about it. You don't have to do analytics. All you have to do is learn to pull the trigger. The whole method here is learning to pull the trigger. Okay, so he's calling out that trade for you and saying, all right, I'm going long in gold. I'm looking to get in at X, and you go in with him. Guys, I'm closing out this position, and then you close yours. Okay, it's follow the leader. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. Okay, he's trading a specific trade called a blow off trade. It's very easy to understand. You can learn the trade in a few hours at most. Okay, it's very simple. You don't even have to understand the math behind the trade. All you have to do is follow him in the beginning. So step one, all we're trying to get you to do is to pull the trigger and execute trades. Okay, we call that our Market Mavericks trading program, the Market Mavericks room. All right, what are the big benefits? It's an immediate shortcut to success. Okay, you can trade like a pro from day one. All right, you're taking the same trades that he's taking. The difference is he's trading a fairly large account. Okay, but he's executing that trade alongside. In fact, he trails you. He says, I'm giving you guys 5 seconds to enter that trade before I go in. Okay, we do that intentionally so that we don't lead you guys on the trade. All right. You're immediately taking expert level trades day one without any knowledge. And all you have to know is how to execute the trade yourself. All right. It has an immediate impact. There's no guesswork. There's no anything. And guys, you could trade live real money there. Okay, you could trade live real money. You could trade sim. I always recommend trading sim from the beginning until you understand the process of the trade execution. And it isn't so much getting into the trade, it's how to close your position. It's how to flatten your position and get out. That can become dangerous if you don't know how to do it. So we always say do it on sim first until you get it. Okay, this is a big confidence booster. Okay, this is a big confidence booster in the beginning because what you get is you get the ability to pull the trigger. All right, all you got to do is pull the trigger. Now, let's take a look at this for a second. There's a downside to this, right? The downside is you haven't really learned when to take the trade, right? You haven't learned how to read the market to take that trade. All you're learning is the first step, pulling the trigger, pulling the trigger, pulling the trigger, all right? There's a lot of benefits to that, but the second step is learning. So while you're attending that class, all right, and you can sit in that room with him in the morning and it's a live online class and he's telling you what to take. You can ask him questions, the whole 9 yards. You can also be learning. How does the learning work? Okay. First, we have classrooms. We have class 4 days a week. That is an actual ramp up class. Okay. This is not in the live trading room. This is after market hours. Okay. These are education-based classes. We are teaching the method and the theory behind the method. Okay. So you're understanding the modified market profile method. You're understanding the blow-off trades. You're understanding reversals and inverses. You're understanding analytics, how to understand the market and what's happening in front of you. You're understanding vocabulary, terminology, all of those things. Those classes are recorded. So if you can't attend, if the timing doesn't work for you, that's okay. But they are live classes. So if you have the time to attend them, come to class. You can ask questions. It's completely interactive. And by the way, we added a feature recently that for the recorded classes, you're able to ask a question. Your question will get emailed to the professor, and you will get an email back from the professor answering your question while you're watching the recording. It's pretty cool. Okay. Second aspect of learning I just talked about, that's the live trading room. Live trading room opens up each morning. It's during the pit session of the trading day. Okay. It's live. So what's happening is the market is in front of you. Things are happening. Things are moving in the market and you're getting market commentary. You're getting answers to questions. Why was this a good trade? Why was this a bad trade? You're getting trade reviews, which I'll get into in a little bit. Okay. But it's a live trading room. Okay. Last, we have the campus library. A lot of companies have campus libraries. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say ours is very unique. Why ours is unique is we just keep building it out. We keep adding content as questions get asked. We built a beautiful campus library. It is interactive, as I mentioned before. If you ask a question inside the campus library, the email will go to the professor. The professor will answer the question back to you. You will receive an email back with an answer. Okay, it's pretty cool. The last piece that we have is the mentorships. In the learning phase, we have something called the Accelerated Market Profile Mentorship. What this does is it takes all of those classes that you would learn over the course of 2 or 3 months and it jams them into a 6-week period. Okay. These are small group mentorships. You learn it inside of that method. Okay. Inside of that program. It's water from a fire hose. Okay. It's trying to drink water from a fire hose. So my thing to people who are considering learning to trade and they have the time and they want to dedicate the time to doing it, the Accelerated Market Profile Mentorship is a way to do it in a very rapid way. You go from 0 to I would say you're at a master level. You're not quite at an expert level, okay? But you're pretty far along. You're live trading by the end of that, and you're in the mode to get funded, okay? You're in the mode to get funded on completion of that. So, classrooms, live trading room, campus library, mentorships. This is the real education. Guys, we offer a ton of other things. We offer one-on-one tutoring. We offer, from time to time, we offer groups just like this that we just get the students together and we say, hey, listen, something unique is going on right now. We want to explain to you how to trade around it, okay? So we take a lot of pride in our learning phase. What are the big bennies of our learning? Clarity in the chaos, guys. This is a simple, repeatable method. So the cool thing with it is you have clarity in what you're learning. It's not like we're changing it next week. The rules are all going to change next week because the volume in the market changed. No, Pat's method has improved over time, but the baseline of this method, guys, it's 20 years old. I just want to be clear. This is a 20-year-old method. All he does is continue to improve it. All right. We have multiple learning modes. People like me take a lot of pride in this. I don't necessarily learn great in a live environment. I like to go back and rewatch videos and relearn things. We offer it in a lot of different modes. Okay. So you have the ability to go back and figure out the best method that works for you. And by the way, sometimes the best method is just asking a question to the professor and letting them answer it back to you. And the last is empowerment. Okay. You move from the following, like we talked about in the follow stage, to understanding. Okay. The trick with understanding is now the things that you're doing, whether it's Bubba or Pat or John Dollarhide or whoever it is that's working with you in the room, you're understanding what they're doing and why. Okay. That's more power to you to be able to do this completely on your own and separate from us. So now you've learned, right? And you're in the process of learning. Now it's time to apply. Think of learning like in college, you go to class and then there's a lab. Right? There's a lab class for certain biology classes. High school has this too, right? So you take biology, you have the regular classroom, and then you got to go into the lab and dissect the frog, right? So our dissection of the frog program, all right, are 2 things, all right? 2 very, very, very important things. The first is the live trading rooms. Okay, I mentioned that earlier. Live trading rooms are, you've got your charts open, but you're listening to Pat's market commentary. You're submitting your trades for review. Okay, so when you take a trade, you're screenshotting it, you're sending it in, and Pat's looking at your trade. He's going, okay, you analyzed the market correctly. You made a good entry. You managed the trade well, except for one thing. You got out too early. Okay. Or why did you get out at this point? And it's interactive, guys. So you get to answer those questions. Okay. Huge benefit to someone learning. Right in the beginning, we do our first 100. Pat, I'm going to actually have you walk through the first 100 real quick. Cause I think it's really important that people understand the first 100. Can you just walk through what that looks like?
Sure, Mike. First and foremost, also I want everybody to understand something. I am publishing the levels you are going to use to trade the day before the session, meaning I will publish them at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Friday. You're going to use those for the overnight on Sunday night, Monday morning, and then the pit session, and I will redraw every day as needed. So you're going to know hours and hours in advance where the best levels according to this method are. So that takes all the guesswork out of everything, just so everybody understands this, okay? What do? First, you go into the ramp-up room. We teach you how to take reversals. It is the cornerstone of our method because the market runs sideways roughly 80 to 85% of the time. For those of you who are thinking you're just going to take breakout trades and that's going to be enough, you're fooling yourselves. It does not work that way. This is real life. The market generally goes sideways 80 to 85% of the time. You start out by learning how to execute the technique. Once you get through the ramp up level, you graduate to the first 100. Now, that sounds daunting. Very rarely has anyone even gotten to 50. Generally, they're promoted anywhere after 20 to 25 trades. Well, what are you doing? You have to submit screenshots of every single trade you're taking, just like everyone else in the room. The overwhelming majority of the people in my room at any given time are live, real money professional traders, whether they're using their own money or prop account money. So you're in there with them. They're looking at the same data that you are. They're doing exactly the same thing that you are. They all started exactly from the same place, 0. And that's where you start. So what do you do at the first 100? Every time I give you a review of your trade, I am telling you how it was done, where it was done, why it was done. Great job. This is what you did wrong. You could have done this better. Instead of 2 contracts, it's only worth 1 contract. So on and so forth. It doesn't end. You're seeing dozens and dozens and dozens of these every single day. You're going to see 7, 8, 10 people take the exact same trade. You're going to see my email populate in front of you with all those trades coming in simultaneously. Once you have graduated past that point, and I feel that you are ready for money management, you then put all of those lessons to work. You start off at 2 contracts and you earn your way to 6 contracts. Why is it so important to earn?
Let me stop you for a second.
Sure.
Let me get into that here because I think
Sure.
that's an important step here.
Sure.
Because they're like, what's money management? So we talked about the apply side of this, guys. The improved side is where Pat's at now. So now you've gotten past the basic application side. Now what we're trying to do is to make you as effective and efficient of a trader as possible. Okay. We have 3 things to get you there. Okay. The first is the advanced trade reviews, which Pat started talking about just now, which is money management 1. The second is trading software. The third is small group mentorships. So give me just a second, Pat. Let me get you to, because I think you want to talk about this. There you go.
Exactly. So you start off at 2 contracts. Well, why not 5? Because if you can't trade 2, you can't trade 5. Simply put that way. You need to earn your way and grind your way from 2 contracts to 6 contracts, hitting specific monetary levels up to $8,000 in the minis or $800 in the micros. Well, that doesn't sound that hard, really. Because now you're applying real life risk and money management. Meaning what? Let's say you take your first trade, you make $300. You have a choice. You can risk $150 or you can risk the entire $300. If you lose or you break even, you are done for the day. You must leave. As long as you keep winning, you can keep going. I don't care if you win 7 in a row, keep going. But if you lose or you break even, you are done for the day because those are the rules. You are going to learn very quickly with this method. It is much, much easier to make it than it is to keep it. Why? Because I've done this for almost 2 decades now. Everybody thinks after they learn this method, they become bulletproof and that they can take any stupid trade and win. It does not work that way, guys. We are still going to lose 25% of the time. It's going to happen. I have no idea when those losses are going to occur. For example, this week alone, Monday, we were 9 wins, 3 losses. Tuesday, 16 wins, 4 losses. Today, 14 wins and 1 loss. Let's say you're trading on Tuesday. I have no idea if you're going to lose 4 in a row. I don't know. Nobody knows. You're trading by the rules and by the rules only. It is very, very rules specific. If I do not teach it to you, you do not do it. End of story. Why? Because I'm the guy putting the levels out the day before, guys. I know where everything is. You can't lie to me. It's that simple. Now, after you have gone through money management, you will get a choice to either do another round of money management or go live on the micros. I always suggest going live on the micros first, because the truth of the matter is your brain does not know the difference between micros and minis. It only knows that it's real. And the best way to do it is by dipping your toe into the water, not jumping in full bore with a cannonball. That is always a gigantic freaking mistake. Yep. Now, after you have completed that, you are free to go live. And let me tell you what the catch here is. You've now done this several times, over and over again. There is no way you can tell me it doesn't work. Now you just have to do it. It's that simple.
And Pat, I think what you just said is like is the hitch for people. When you learn a method and people say, oh, well, I've got to take 100 trades or I've got to do this. One of the big reasons why our students are so successful is that they've done this hundreds of times by the time they're trading for themselves. So they've done it on sim. So when they've gotten to that level and now they're trading as a funded trader, right? They're trading someone else's money or they're trading their own money. When they're doing that, all they're doing is executing the exact same thing that they've practiced for 100+ times before.
And Mike, you have to look at it this way, and I think this is something that most people don't take into consideration. If everybody in the room right now would go over their careers, where they started at, where they are now, and all the work that they had to put in, it's a whole hell of a lot more than 100 repetitions. I can tell you, I was a professional fighter for 14 years. I wrestled since I was 6 years old. I won a minor world championship in 2003. I was not ready to fight in a cage when I was 6 years old on a wrestling mat.
Right. You learned it, you practiced it, you repeated it, and it worked.
That's it.
So one of the big things with improving, guys, is when we developed these programs, okay, the trade review programs, I urge you to go out and look at our competitors. Find a competitor that offers to review every single one of your trades and to give you feedback and how to improve it. Not one of your trades, not 5 of your trades, not some of your trades, every single trade. Okay. We've got students that have been under Pat's tutelage for 15 years. They still come to his class during the day. They still submit their trades for review. They still want that feedback because that's what keeps them sharp. Okay. We are, as far as I know, we are the only company that offers that. We are the only trading academy that offers that. I do not know a single competitor that offers that. Okay. That is a major difference between being good and being great. And when it comes to trading, you can't just be good. Okay. Because if you're good, there's going to be times that you're okay. And that's when you start losing. If you're great, yes, of course, you're still going to lose 25% of the time. Okay. But think about that. Great means that you're losing 25% of the time. What does good mean? All right. This is a method that works. This is a mindset that works. This is an approach that works because over time we figured out that trade reviews are the best way to make you guys successful. Okay. I mentioned 2 other things when I talked about improving. There's 2 other factors that we bring into play when we want to take you guys to another level. Okay. Before I get to that, let's look at that real quick. Money management 1, it fast tracks your progress. Identify your mistakes early. This is a big thing. Right? It identifies your mistakes early. Second thing it does is it holds you accountable. All right. It doesn't allow you to keep making mistakes and not have Pat go, what are you doing? We just talked about this yesterday. Okay. We just talked about this yesterday. You're now making the same mistake twice. Let's fix this mistake before the 3rd day. I use the term profit acceleration. Why do I use that? Because if you can get better faster, okay, if you can get better faster, you get to a level of being a profitable trader faster. Okay. It also allows you to look at multiple markets because you're more effective and efficient. Now you're looking at more swings at bat. You get more swings at bat. Guess what? More swings at bat's more profit, right? It's profit opportunity, But you can't get there unless you get the foundation, the base fixed first. And that's what this program does. And then last but not least, guys, this to me is one of the most important things. It's personalized. It's personalized growth. He's not giving feedback to everybody for don't do this one thing. He's giving you feedback on your trades that everybody gets to hear. Okay. This is a major factor. Everybody gets to hear it. Yes. Right. So that they don't make the same mistake you're making, but you also get it for you. It is a fast track to success. Second thing I had on the list about how we help you guys improve is we've developed a ton of software. Okay. Software that is aligned with the methodologies to make your life easier. Okay. For example, we have the Voila support. Okay. Support and resistance levels. All this software does, those levels that Pat was talking about before, you don't have to enter them manually. The program does it for you. Okay. Super simple. Those reversals and inverses that Pat was talking about, we have an executioner software that you turn the software on, you set the levels before, you turn it on, and it executes the trade for you, gets you in and out of the trade. You don't have to do it yourself. Okay. Gap fills, trending entries, we have a software that does the same thing. Okay. You set the levels of where you want them, you turn the software on, you let the software execute the trade for you. All right. What does trading software do for you? You trade more accurately. You make fewer mistakes. It does the math quickly. Okay. You can trade faster. You get into trades earlier. Okay. You get out of trades at the right time. It removes the emotion from the trade. All right. This gives you the edge over other participants in the marketplace. And honestly, nowadays, I don't even know how much of an edge it gives you because a lot of people use software now. So if you're not using software, maybe the term edge isn't right. Maybe the thing is it takes away the disadvantage of not trading with software. Okay. And then the last is profit acceleration again. I love that concept, right? Profit acceleration. Why? Because now I can scale faster. Me personally, I can't watch 8 markets. I can't look for opportunities in 8 markets at the same time unless I've got software doing it for me. It's helping me out. It's identifying where the trades are and in what markets. Okay. Major, major, major help that way. Last but not least, all right, on the improve section is we offer small group mentorships. Okay. These are unique in our particular marketplace because they're developed around Pat's method, but they're the next step. One is called the advanced context trading. Pat, you just finished the last class of that, or you've got the last class in a couple of weeks? And then
My mic was off. I just finished that last cycle. The next cycle will begin in a couple of weeks.
Perfect. Guys, this is for more advanced traders. Okay, this is where you've got the basics down and now you just want to sharpen your knife. You want to hone your skills here. You want to get better. You want to learn the details, the whys, the hows, the different things you can do to give yourself a bigger edge. The other big mentorship that we have, and this is probably our single most successful program, okay, is called our Prop Trade Accelerator program. This is how you get to be a funded trader. Okay, what do we mean by a funded trader? You trade other people's money. All right. I don't know about you guys. I love the idea of trading somebody else's money where it's their risk. Yes. Okay. Yes. You still treat it as if it's your own money. But guess what? The best part about this is we can teach you to do it in a way where you get to yield the results of trading their money, right? 80% of the profits get to come back to your pocket. 80% of the profits. So how cool is that you can trade 500,000, $1 million account, and it doesn't have to be your money, but you have to prove that you can do it. And we do that by training you in this method. That is one of our absolute most popular mentorships, and that is the Prop Trade Accelerator program. So I told you guys I'd try to get you out of here in 40 minutes. I'm at 40 right now. I need about 5. Bear with me because I'm going to move through these last couple of ones quickly and get you guys out of here on time. All right. The last step in the flame method is called the master. Okay. It's mastery level. This is where you are taking what you've learned and you're getting to the level. Mastery, in my opinion, is where you can do this without us. You don't need Pat. You don't need me. You don't need Joe. You don't need any of the instructors. You can go off and operate in isolation. Okay. Not everybody gets to this level. Not everybody wants to get to this level, but we make sure that we have this for people that want to be able to do this. All right. The master level has a few different aspects. It has the advanced trade reviews, it has professional grade trading software, and it has expert level mentorships. The advanced trade reviews, this is the Money Management 2 program that Pat was talking about. You're adding 3 high probability trades. You generate the same amount. You have to generate $8,000 in minis profit or 800 in micros profit. And then the software, the second step, we said there's professional grade software. We've got the BBot, which those blow off trades that we were talking about earlier with the following section, the blow off trades get executed reversion to the mean style. This is a very new program. If you're an existing student right now, you might not even know this program exists yet. Okay, we are launching it this month. This trades just like any of the other trade assist software. The only difference is it gives you the blow off trade. So it adds extra shots to your game. You get to take trending entries, not just plain market profile trades. The DaVinci we mentioned earlier has a lot of additional trending entries that you can take with it that we don't always use. Some of you are familiar with the algorithmic trading system and Karnak Technologies, which is Predator and Karnak and all of those cool software platforms. And the truth is, guys, you don't need all this stuff. Okay. I'd love for you to come in. I'd love for you to buy it. I make more money when you come in and buy this stuff. But the truth is you don't need all this. This is if you want to get to a level where you are mastering this, where you can do it completely on your own. All right. And then we also have a few master level mentorships. Again, I use that advanced market context. There is some master level componentry to this. We also offer reading the tape. And then Pat, we've moved drawing HVAs to master level, where those lines, those areas, those to trade in that Pat was talking about, he actually teaches you how to find them for yourself. Okay. Big benefits. You're going from good to great. You're learning to protect your earnings. You're developing elite level skills and the ability to do this on your own, guys. This is the biggest thing. You're able to do this on your own when you hit this stage. All right. Guys, that's the flame method. Follow, learn, apply, improve, master. All right. We have students that go to the follow stage and say, you know what? I want to stay there. I like this. We have students that get to the apply stage and say, you know what? I'm making money doing this. I'm happy doing this. I want to just stay here. We have students that get to the master stage and they're professional traders and they're happy doing it and they want to stay at that level. They're always asking us for new material. All right. And everything in between. You don't have to go all the way through the program. But what we do get asked is, how do you get on this path to success? Right? What's the first step? So I recommend, all right, now there's a number of different options that we have, but I recommend the FastTrack. Okay. FastTrack it's a 6-month program. Okay. That doesn't mean that you have to wait 6 months to trade live. You get to live trading as quickly as you can get through those first 2 steps. Okay. It gives you all the tools you need to be successful. And it's the blueprint that I say this is probably the most important part of it. It includes what our most successful students have used. So what we went in and did was we said, okay, our most successful students are students that we consider their trade submissions to have win rates over 73%, right? That's obvious because they have to be on the top half of that class. And then we want them to be making $10,000 or more a month trading. We consider the ability to make $10,000 a month or more trading to be a good milestone. Once you've achieved that, getting to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month, you see it. You're just scaling at that point. But it's getting to that first $10,000 a month milestone that we consider the difference between being successful and getting there. Okay. Those students are using these particular components to get to that level. That's not all the stuff. It's just these particular things. They're using the live trading room. They're using the classroom. They're using that AMP mentorship, which is the accelerated mentorship. And they're using certain key software pieces. Okay. 6 months is plenty of time. 6 months is plenty of time if you dedicate yourself to it and you go through. You can be live trading earlier than that. I want to be clear. You can get to live trading earlier than that. This is a 6-month program. Okay. We like the 6 months because by dedicating yourself to 6 months, we're confident that we get you to a level where you can be successful. All right. A la carte, each one of those pieces is about $10,000. Don't worry about that. Okay. As a bundle, they sell for $59.95, so $6,000. Okay. I'm going to tell you, don't worry about that. All right. We want to get students into our October class. Our goal right now is to get people into our October class so that they go into 2026 trading live real money or trading somebody else's money successfully. Okay. So we dropped the price on the bundle, the 6-month bundle right now. It's just under $4,000. Okay. Now, if you remember correctly, when we talked about this earlier, I showed you that in order to get through Money Management 1, you got to make $8,000 in profit. In order to get through Money Management 2, you got to make $8,000 in profit. Okay. So you're looking at a program that is guiding you to $16,000 in profit that costs $4,000. Okay. To me, that's a simple math equation. And then you have a skill set for the rest of your life. A long time ago, somebody asked us, well, that seems like a little bit of money, or that seems like a lot of money. And I hear all things like that, but I loved one of the instructor's answers. Okay. And Mr. Randall, his answer was, it's priceless. Because once you have the education, once you know how to do this and you're able to trade on your own, you can make as much money as you want for the rest of your life. Because you have a skill set that now you can use and improve on and continue to use day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out for the rest of your life. So that's our ticket for entry right now, guys. It's $39.97. Okay. There is financing available. All right. A lot of people have said, okay, I can't put down $39.97 right now. You can put down a deposit. You can make payments on it. But if you want to get on that fast track, that's the way I would get there. All right. Now, just to be clear, there are a bunch of additional packages. I mentioned earlier the funded trader program. It's the Prop Trade Accelerator. Okay, that's one of the programs that we offer. We also offer something called the Market Profile Master Key. All right, if you've been thinking about trading and you've had your thoughts on how can I get into this and really do a deep dive. I want to dedicate the next year of my life to just really doing this, treating it like this is my future. Okay, that's what our Master Key program is for. So again, it's not for everybody, and neither is the Prop Trade Accelerator. Okay, both of those programs are for specific people and what they can do. The more general approach is the fast track that I talked about. Okay, now these aren't our only programs. I want to be clear. All right, these are not our only programs. We have a whole wide variety of different programs that we can offer. We can literally match just about everybody's budget. Okay. But we don't advertise everything. We don't do that intentionally because we'd be here all day doing it. What we recommend that you guys do is we recommend you schedule what we call a discovery call. All right. And what you're going to get in the discovery call, you're going to get 3 things. And all 3, in my opinion, are extremely valuable. All right. First and foremost, you're going to get a lesson. This is a real lesson. This isn't what we just did here and showed you the structure of things. You're going to do a deep dive into the actual trading and see what it is that we do so that you can say, you know what, I get that and I like that and I want to learn more. Or you know what, this is way over my head. I have no interest in it. Okay. So we give you a free lesson, a free one-on-one lesson. We schedule those guys, by the way, guys, during the live trading day because we want you to see the market live and how we do it. Second thing you're going to get is you're going to do a needs analysis. They're going to look at what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, I'm nearing retirement. I'd like to supplement my income right now. I'm worried about job security. I'd like to know how to do this to potentially replace my job. We're going to do a needs analysis. We're going to look at where you are financially, what you're trying to accomplish, and we're going to figure out a path to success for you, what yours looks like. Okay, and that's the third component. The third component is a personalized path to success. All right. We do have different structures and different things that we can do. That's why I recommend doing the discovery call, guys. You get all 3 of those. Okay. You go anywhere on our website, schedule a discovery call. You're going to meet with one of our education consultants and they're going to give you a deep breakdown. If you're lucky, you're going to get Joe Johnson. Okay. Joe's been doing this a long time. He's very, very good at it and he knows how to help people achieve the best possible results for them. All right. There was 2 questions I just want to answer. Actually, one question I want to answer. Do we offer a veteran discount? Yes, we still do. It's a 15% discount for veterans. Okay. Q&A. All right. What do you guys want to know? What do you like? What don't you like? Is there things that we didn't go over in this conversation that you'd like to know more about? I am going to drop in the chat right now while I open this up for conversation. I am going to drop this here. This is our website, and yes, it's .co. There are a variety of programs, guys. We've got programs that are very, very low monthly expenses. We've got programs that are, we actually have a very high end program, executive level program for professional traders. That's $15,000. Okay. And we've got everything in between. All right. So we will help you guys find programs that'll match your budget and match your needs. And then if you do have questions and they're baseline questions, okay, meaning I want to know, this is what I'm looking at. How would I do this? Check out Joe at targettrading.co. Okay, that's Joe. I mentioned him earlier. And by the way, you got a question for Mike, for Patrick, for either of us. I'm Michael Z. You can do Michael Z at targettrading.co, or you can do Patrick at targettrading.co. If you've got questions about trading, okay. Slim Seller, what platform do you use? We use NinjaTrader for most of what we do. We can also use TradingView. Some of our programs can use Blue Water, but Pat's FastTrack method, you can literally do it on any platform that you have, as long as you can see volume. Okay. We have created the automation on the NinjaTrader or the TradeStation platforms, though, to answer your question. Oh, and Blue Water. I'm sorry, and on Blue Water. But you don't need those platforms to be able to do this.
And Mike, you can manually draw in all of the levels. We provide those
Correct.
also. You can take all the trades manually if that's the way you choose to do it. Everything that you can do using the automations that we use, you can do manually yourself.
And yes, we do have some of the programs on Sierra Charts. The only thing with Sierra Charts is their high volume areas and things don't work the same way. So you have to manually enter them, which is how we start most of our students anyway. Our students start out manually entering the high volume areas. So yeah, we do have a lot of the software, and it does work very well on Sierra Charts. One of the other longtime educators had a program built on Blue Water that also worked on Sierra Charts, and it works very, very, very well. So yeah, a lot of customers use that. The indicators proprietary. Yes, we do have proprietary indicators. We have proprietary software. We have developed everything that we've developed that's method based is proprietary. So we can recommend. So as I just mentioned, like for example, with Sierra Charts, we did not build out a high volume area automation on Sierra Charts, but you can use the drawing tools and do that there. You can create indicators there that work with it. But like I said, the trick to any of the software or any of the programs is not in the it's not in the automation. We're not big algorithmic fans. We believe in understanding the trade and why you're taking it. And if you understand that, we've actually had one of our best programs, three of our best programs, Executioner, Da Vinci, and Bbot, were all developed by a student who said, I built a program that works using your guys' method, and I would love to be able to sell it through you guys. And so we sat with them, we improved the programs, we made them as functionally utilitarian as possible so that they work, they're functionally useful. And yeah, we ended up actually selling one of our students' programs.
And Mike, just so everyone understands, when you start getting into proprietary things, that means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I'm not using any technical analysis at all. I am teaching you how to read price and the amount of volume at a price to take a trade and then execute a trade. That's literally it. The high volume areas that are provided to you to take your trades off of, I am literally drawing by eyeballing them the day before. It's not some fancy algorithmic program. It's not some ridiculous fundamental analysis garbage. It's nothing like that.
Yep.
It is not complicated.
And as I mentioned earlier, guys, I use the term paint by numbers. That's literally why I call it paint by numbers. It's super important to understand that this is you don't have to be a mathematician to be able to do it. Scott, the answer is yes, you can do it on a Mac. There's an interface that you have to use, and Joe will know the answer to that better than I will. Joe at targettrading.co, reach out to him. He'll give you the breakdown on that, and I think he can actually display it for you. He can show you how it works. But we have a number of customers that use Macs. Someone had asked me earlier, by the way, and I just want to be clear. I do not recommend trading on your phone, and I do not recommend trading on a tablet. Both can be done. I do not recommend it though. All right. To be clear, I would use either a laptop or a desktop. Both Pat and I trade on laptops with multiple screens, but you don't need to be on multiple screens in the beginning. What time of day do we trade live, and what time are our live trading rooms? Okay, great question. And Pat actually teaches an entire class called Time Timing in the Market. Okay, there are ideal times to trade during the day, but those aren't the only times to trade. The ideal times generally focus around market open and the first hour and a half. But there are times throughout the day that you can trade. And there are times one of the beautiful things with the futures markets is there are overnights. We have a number of customers that trade pre-market, that trade in the overnights, that are very successful at what they do. They use Pat's methodology. They also add the blow-off trade. They use the high volume areas to trade with, and they do very, very, very well. David, we've got a number that we use. David asked, what trade copier do we use? So for those of you that aren't familiar with that, there is a concept in funded trading where you execute the trade in one account and it executes in other people's accounts. We don't trade for you. Okay, just to be clear here, we're not trading for you. You're executing your own trades. Now, if you are having your trade copied into other prop accounts, if that's the question you're asking, we use Replicant. Some of us use why can't I think of the one? I just drew a blank on the one that we use for the Bbot. But Traders Post. Traders Post is the other one. So Replicant and Traders Post. I personally, David, like Traders Post better. And it's only because I use it for prop accounts to trade with, and it's a much cleaner prop account trade. But both of them work. What is the typical time to profitability for newly enrolled student? Great question. And you're going to hear this from me. You'll hear it from Pat if you ask him the same question. Typically, there is no typical. Okay. I'm going to give you a range, and I'm going to explain why there's such a big range. We have students. We have a student. I'm going to use Joe as an example, Pat. We have a student that started in February. He's currently live trading well over $500,000 in prop accounts, and he's making a very significant amount of money every month. We've got students that, and he had not traded before. We've got students that are able to get through the education portion into the live trading, the sim to live. We've had students that are able to do it in 30 days. That's not common. We have students that they want to take their time. They want to attend the classes. It takes them a little bit longer to pull the trigger, to learn those things, and they want to do it over a 9-month period. That's really dependent on you. One big change, and Linwood, I'm answering your question here. One big change that we made was we put that signal room at the beginning, the follow portion of this, because what we found is one of the biggest barriers to success was students could understand the method. They could understand what we were doing and what we were trying to get them to do, and they understood the theory behind it. They could teach the theory, but they couldn't step in front of the bus and execute the trade. No matter how firmly they believed in the methodology, they just couldn't pull the trigger. So that's why we actually add that on the front end. And what we found is when students start trading live in the follow me stage, they end up going through the learning stage faster because they don't have the fear of pulling the trigger. Okay. So the answer is some people it's 30 days. If you're an experienced trader and you're able to get your trades in faster for your trade reviews, it can be very short. If you've never traded before, between you and me, you don't want to go through it fast. You want to learn it. You want to practice it. You want to get your reps in. Like Pat said, you want to get to where there's no difference in your mind between a sim account and a live account because you've executed it hundreds of times. Okay. So the answer is I would say on the short end, right around 30 days. And then we've got students that take 9 months or so. We've got students that they just like the idea of it. So, no, it does not include all in. We do have lifetime packages, but we only offer lifetimes on the live trading room and the classrooms. We don't offer lifetimes on the software. And the reason why is, guys, software changes over time. Markets change, things happen. We only offer it on the education. There is a lifetime package that's available. I would recommend talking to Joe about that. But I am going to say this from the gate. I don't recommend buying a lifetime out of the gate. I know a lot of companies sell lifetime licenses right away. I don't recommend it. Find out if this is for you first. Test it out. Make sure that this is something you want to do. Generally speaking, we don't sell lifetimes to students unless they've been with us for at least 2 years. And the reason why is we want to make sure that this is what they want. And all they're doing is, this guy's been with us for 2 years. We don't want to keep charging them. So he or she pays a lifetime membership that way. Scheduling a discovery call. You can go to, they're either annual or 6 months, depending on which program you sign up for, DJ. It's very clear when you sign up for the program which one you're getting. The FastTrack is a 6-month program. And then it rolls into it rolls into an annual program that has monthly charges after if you want it. Hold on one second. How do I schedule the discovery call? Okay, you just go to www.targettrading.co and you can schedule it there. And if you give me just a second, I'll also drop a link in here for you guys. That is you could just click this link and schedule it if you want. Or you can email Joe at targettrading.co and say, hey, bud, when are you available? I'd like to schedule a discovery call with you, and he'll schedule it with you there. Give me 1 second, guys. I just want to grab this calendar link. It's a little bit long of a link, so just click it, and it will take you to a settings page, and you can get right onto Joe's calendar there. Give me 1 second here. Any more questions? Give me 1 second so I can share this with you guys. And then we're going to send out, after all of this, here you go. You can just click that link and schedule as well, guys. So after this, we're going to send out a recording for you all. In the recording will be all of this information. There'll also be a link to purchase if you're available. There'll be a link if you're interested. There'll be a link to schedule your discovery call if you're interested. And I'm going to include a fourth piece, I guess, at that point, which is the Wake Up YouTube link, Pat, that we talked about earlier. If any of you were here for the pregame, we were talking about hands down the greatest wake up alarm signal. And people asked what it was. So we're going to share that.
Unless you're watching the video, you'll never understand.
I'll share the video too. So, well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the time. We really do take a lot of pride in what we do. We take a lot of pride in our students. We have had, and I quote, we have had thousands of successful students. We continue to have our students be successful. We really would love to see you in the class. We'd love to see you be a part of it. We got a big class starting in October that we're starting to fill now. And the one thing I didn't add, by the way, I'll add it now. If you sign up for the 6-month program, it doesn't start until October 1st. You get the next end of this month for free. You get to go in and try everything out, kick the tires, get a little bit of a base education in before the program starts on October 1st. All right? Thank you all so much. We do really appreciate you. You guys are the ones that keep us going, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you all soon.